Peace, my name is Haven Bullets, and today I gotta take Oshay Duke Jackson to school, and his guest, I forgot his name, but his name will be in the title. I gotta take these two to school on quote-unquote ghetto names. Now, there's a lot of stuff that they talked about in their video. I didn't really see the whole thing. I tuned in and I saw it. I'm like, what is this? And I heard the guy talking. I'm like, ew, let me cut this off because I already dealt with this. So it's a lot of things that they talked about that I'm not gonna pretty much address here, that you can go watch in my video when I did a similar video to this one addressing Tariq Nasheed. It will be in the description box below. The link to the video will be in the description box below. But I just pretty much want to use this video to address two things. One, what is a ghetto name? Because we seem to have some type of miscommunication. Because I did a part 2 to that Tariq Nasheed video, but I can't find it because I did it a long time ago. But I'm gonna just use this to bring out the information. A ghetto name. Let me give you the definition of what a ghetto name is. The real definition. Any name or name pattern that establishes that the person is black that you're dealing with before you even meet them. Gives you like a 90+% chance that this is a black person in your face. That is what a ghetto name is. Black people have their own fake definition of what a ghetto name is, where they think it's a name that is quote-unquote made up. That's what black people think, because black people seem to not understand that when white people say ghetto, ghetto is like a synonym for black. It's not what you think. Black people hear ghetto, they think ratchet and stuff like that. White people hear ghetto, they think black. That's what they mean by ghetto names. Let me give you an example. A name like Quan might be considered a quote-unquote ghetto name, just like a name like Keisha might be considered a quote-unquote ghetto name. But what is also a quote-unquote ghetto name? Umar Johnson. I'm going to use that name for example. How is that name ghetto? That name is ghetto because it establishes that this is a black person. How does it establish a black person before you even met him? Because you have Umar, an Arab Islamic first name, given name, and you have his last name, Johnson, which is an English surname, last name. Those two names don't go together. Only a black person would have an Arab first name and an English last name. Another name that will establish somebody's black. Name like Monique or Monice Smith. You have a French first name and you have an English last name. That name pattern don't go together. Once you start having name patterns that don't necessarily go together, you know you're dealing with a black person. That's what white people mean by ghetto name. A name that will let you know that you're dealing with a black person before you even see them. Not this other fake definition that black people made up. Because that definition that black people made up is partially true, but it's not the whole truth. That's why a lot of people it's confused. That's why you got somebody named Oshay Duke Jackson doing a ghetto name video. Like, people would know you were black by hearing the name Oshay Duke Jackson before we even saw you. This is why Ann Coulter went to Raven Simone and said, and Raven's not a ghetto name? And she was shocked. Like, what do you mean Raven's a ghetto name? It ain't made up. It ain't like Letitia or something like that. How is it a ghetto name? She didn't even understand what she was even talking about. But now, let me move on to this guy right here. This guy. This is a guy who wrote I did a little research on him. He wrote a whole book about ghetto names and stuff like that, about why black people should name their kids things like Tavon or whatever the case may be. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And this is the problem we have in black society. I'm gonna use that quote from Jason Black Society. I'm just gonna say the black community. Let me just put it like that. We have people out front teaching who don't know anything. They are just pontificating. They get a crumb of information and they run around like they got a bakery of knowledge and they just run around pontificating. They don't even do basic research. He didn't even do basic research to even understand the complexity of this quote-unquote ghetto names issue. It's not just simply your name, because one, I didn't hear nobody dealing with zip code discrimination. What is zip code discrimination, which I dealt with in the last video? Zip code discrimination is when after they go through checking your names, so if your kid doesn't have a quote-unquote ghetto name or a name that would establish that they was a black person, ghetto name by any meaning, white or black, they go look at zip codes. And then they see, oh, this is from a predominantly black neighborhood. This kid is probably black. Resume in the garbage. Just the same way as if the kid had a quote-unquote ghetto name. How many people knew that? It's the same thing. It's not about your name. It's about you're black and they don't want to hire you. And they're racist to you. That's what it's about. Not about no damn name. It's not about that at all. That's just the name is just the first layer that they deal with. And then they start dealing with going back from there. Because if you ask these people, if every black person, quote unquote, changed their name and only gave their kids, quote unquote, real names or white names, let's just say white names, would employment go up among black people? The answer is no. Would callbacks from for interviews go up? The answer is also no. And if it did, it'd probably go up slightly, but it wouldn't result in more employment for blacks. Because when you get there, they'll realize, hey, we let a lot of black people through, but we ain't hiring all these motherfuckers. But anyway, let me deal with this other thing he said. He used Freakonomics as an example. One, Freakonomics is a racist book. I think the two people who put it together, one was white, obviously a racist. The other one was some coon ass nigga who was obviously looking for a butter biscuit. But he used Freakonomics as an example, and he used their chapter of the book about Rosita. I like the chapter's name was like Rosita, and it was about names. Obviously, he didn't read the book, and I can tell he obviously didn't read the book. He must have watched a YouTube clip about that chapter, because they did a YouTube video. They did a video about it. Obviously, he didn't read the book. He's quoting the book. He thinks he's quoting the book, but he obviously didn't read it. And why did I know he obviously didn't read it? Because I read the book. And if you had did any basic research, you could have actually found out that they actually published the name list. But I'm going to deal with that in a little bit. But he's just going off that Rosita thingy, because they did a whole YouTube video about asking people, like, do they think Rosita is ghetto or whatever the case may be? Would you hire somebody named Rosita? And he ran with that, even though that's not what the chapter was about. But white people do that on purpose because they know y'all not going to read, and y'all might at best watch a YouTube video about an issue, and then that's it, and take everything you heard in that YouTube video as factual. Because as you can see on your screen right now, this is the name of the actual list. This is the name of the actual. This is the list. Top 20 ghetto names. White names and black names. Top 20. Now we're gonna briefly scan through the white names, because that's not what I'm here for. Watch this, family. As you can see on your screen, there it is right here. We got the white names. These ain't no surprise to you. There ain't no surprise with these names. Top 5 and top 20 white sounding girl names. Now we got the black names. Look at these names. Do you think these names are ghetto? You got 2 spellings of Aaliyah on this list. Look at this list. Oh look, we got Raven at the bottom, and we got 4 different spellings of Jasmine. Now we have the white boys' names. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, ain't no Rosita. Where was Rosita? Why did you use the name Rosita when that's not even on your list? To cause confusion. That's why you did it, to cause confusion. But now we have the black boy's name. Look, do we see ghetto names here? Oh look, Jamal. Tariq Nasheed said name your kids Jamal. Don't give him a ghetto name, give him a Jamal name. But look what name's up here. And look, Demetrius. Y'all saw that. Demetrius. Who would ever think that a Demetrius was quote unquote a black name that would get your resume tossed in the garbage? Demetrius? Jamal? Malik? See, this is what we talking about. Y'all don't even know what a quote-unquote ghetto name is. Where is Free Kwon? Where is Coco Nisha? As Tariq Nasheed said. Where is Rashida? Why did they name a chapter Rashida and do a whole YouTube video about it when their own information in their own book does not even have the name Rashida nowhere near it? About top 20 black sounding names that get resumes thrown in the garbage all the time. Why did they do that? Because they understand that y'all weak ass niggas was gonna hear a name like Rashida and was gonna automatically be like, oh yeah, that's a ghetto name. This whole situation about black sounding names, these are ghetto names and stuff like that, and never get to the real heart of the issue. That is racism. That you just like this is what you think you're just gonna name your kid out of racism? Come on now. Come on now. Quit playing them games. And you know what's so crazy? That's why they did that, because white people know black people, and they know that a lot of y'all are on that black versus nigga shit, and y'all on that or y'all coons. This is the reason why you can go to a company and black people are like 7% of the employees, but they damn near 40% of like the HR department or areas that deal with hiring and firing. Why? Because they know that your black ass, that they're gonna hire you because they profile you. They know your black ass is gonna be operating like that, where you're gonna be throwing black people's resumes in the garbage because they got names like that. And then they're gonna come behind you and get the rest of the resumes with the names like Jasmine on it or Demetrius, and then they're gonna do the zip code discrimination. And then when the government comes to them and like, hey, why are you not hiring a lot of black people? Or hey, we trying to file a hiring discrimination lawsuit against you. They're gonna be like, what? We not doing nothing. We actually stuffed our HR department with black people to try to increase black employment. Because you know we had made our HR department 40%, 50%, 60% Chinese. We would have more than more than usual number of Chinese applications coming through. We'll be interviewing way more Chinese people, and Chinese hiring would increase. If we had a Mexican there, Mexican hiring would increase. Anybody, Indian, it doesn't matter. You know that. We did this in an effort. There's just no quality black people out there. And they hide behind that, which is not true. And this is why you got to stop this blacks versus niggas shit. Because y'all think y'all doing good, but y'all actually doing bad and hurting black people. Because this is one of the reasons why black unemployment among college graduates is damn near at recession levels, and everybody else, without exception, is at full employment. And I don't want to hear nothing about what did they go to school for, because nobody goes to school for degrees that has less job opportunities than white women, and they at full employment. And then when you also throw in underemployment, it's like I understand why people would even say to somebody black, even though I don't agree with this, college ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And a lot of times these black people are not getting jobs because you have other black people in that white people have put in that position that are keeping them out of employment. Like, you got to choose your name. Like, who chooses their name? Nobody. You didn't choose your name, so why are you hating on your own brothers and sisters throwing their applications in the garbage? Because I know plenty of black people who talk like this. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them in comment section who all magically work at HR departments and work in some low-level administration positions that deal with hiring and firing, who say it with pride that, yes, when I see a black person's resume or application with this name, I throw it in the garbage immediately. Because it's a ghetto name. It's like, dumbass, do you not know that you just contributed to black unemployment? Do you not know that people got to live, that by you doing stuff like that, there's going to be more black people on welfare, more black people committing crimes to try to survive, more black people living in poverty? And you actually thought you was doing something good and something positive and productive for the people? See, this is what they mean by the road to destruction is paved with good intentions. The devil's chariot is pulled by good people, because a lot of people who do this are actually, I'm not going to say they coon, even though they're cooning, I'm not going to necessarily call them coons, because they got misinformation and they think they're actually helping black people when they're actually doing the exact opposite. And this is why I keep telling y'all to stop that black versus niggas shit, because when you do it, y'all don't even know how to do it right. If y'all was gonna do it, And that's why white people can always come behind y'all and fucking manipulate y'all into fucking over all black people. Because they hiding behind y'all. They hiding behind y'all niggas who do that. They hire y'all, they let y'all get rid of a bunch of black applications, then they come on the backhand and get rid of the rest. And then they use y'all as a shield against the against discrimination lawsuits. Well, I'm gonna end this video here. I had much more to say, but I probably have to deal with that another time. It's going on long enough. Nobody listen to this bullshit about what they talking about. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. And I'm gonna end this video here. And on that note, family, peace.